and welcome back to Let's Play Omori. Last time we made it to a new area, Snow Globe Mountain, and we're gonna continue exploring it now. Fun like we're having? Well, you can only have so much fun. Just a bunny down there, no need to go that way. Like I said in the last video, Snow Globe Mountain loops around pretty quickly, so it's not as nearly as big as it looks. There's snow cone ticket. Still have not found out what the purpose of those tentacles is, but we are getting close to the point where that will become apparent, though. Within this video series, it'll probably be a couple more videos before we get to that point. I guess I can sympathize with that, Babbo. What do you got to say? I haven't been talking to any of the birds around here. Or, I'm sorry, the penguins. Sounds like somebody's got a bad attitude. SXH. Looks familiar. Where have we seen a designation like that before? As you can see, we've got a Pluto's space line here, so now we can actually leave Snow Globe Mountain and come back whenever we want, but we want to stay here. I wonder if these are the friends of the past during winter. Never really find too much about what they do during the winter. We only have those brief snapshots of Christmas. Let's see. Kind of the tough thing about it looping so quickly is that it's actually kind of hard to tell where you have and haven't been. Wonders whose house that could be. Alright, we're just going to do one more loop around here just to make sure I haven't missed anything, and I have not. Alright, let's head up. And I did double check the previous areas. I didn't miss anything. I was just making extra sure. Got another mirror here. And in order to get the achievement for checking all the mirrors, you do need to be on this route in order to see this one. But even though this is the last mirror you can find, you're unlikely to get the achievement at this point, because after you finish in Sweetheart's Castle, a mirror appears in one of the rooms, and I'm guessing the reason it's not there when you go there initially is because you would be wearing the Sproutmole mask at the time, and they did not want to make art assets for that. And here is the final telescope of the game. If you have been checking all the telescopes up to this point, you'd get an achievement here. I, personally, already have this one. The only achievements I was not able to get in my personal playthrough of this was the Fofax one, because I wasn't able to perform the sacrifices in Brevin, and I did not get the one for eating at every one of Mari's picnics, because I had mostly been skipping those. Or using the recovery point at Mari's picnics, because I had been skipping those. Particularly, I think the one that I couldn't go back for was the one in Brevin. So, got a more... a sliding puzzle that actually does involve some amount of thought, though not much. And as you can see, we've got another face here. And once again, it just has jam packets. Kind of an anticlimax for what is probably the last face you will come across. In a standard playthrough, the last face you'd come across would be the one inside of Humphrey, which had all the spaghetti around it. We're getting close to the apex of the hill, but when we come into this area... within the vast whiteness, there is a bunch of snow angels. And these are the final regular enemy for the Fofax journal. Snowpile was the penultimate enemy we needed to grab from this mountain. These are the last one. And they are pretty aggressive and will attack as soon as you come in. Let's see, I'll have Omori dumpster that one with red hands. Have Kel spread some damage out. And I'll just have Hero use a Captivate. And this is actually one of the instances where the attack debuff of that can be slightly helpful, as these are pretty tough enemies. Of course, they do not stand much of a chance against Omori now that he has his ultimate attack skill. And how much HP? Alright, we should just be able to finish off with regular attacks, but now I actually have an opportunity to show off run and gun. Let's check out the damage this does now that Kel has the chicken ball equipped. Very nice! And if you flex that, that does just an absurd amount of damage. As a matter of fact, before that angel comes into contact with me, we're gonna swap out Tickle for Flex, because I'm not gonna be using Tickle too much anymore. Kel's gonna be mostly on supporting duties, but on the chances that I can fit some attacks in as him, I'll want him to have Flex so he can boost up run and gun. Now, all of these Snow Angels are the same, and you don't actually have to fight them in order to progress, so we're just gonna do our best to get away from them. Yeah, enemies can still move while you're reading text boxes, which is actually kind of annoying in some instances. Get the dynamite. And that looks like it's everything, so we just have to get to the final ladder. Yeah, I didn't want to go too far, because if you go too far up, all of the angels will aggro at once, and you basically can't get past them, and you have to fight through everyone. It's basically like a encounter with the Rare Bears in Sweetheart's Dungeon, but lighter than that. Alright, so we have to push the present around, slide around a little bit, but still very simplistic. But that was just a warm-up for this, the ultimate puzzle that we have to perform in order to get to the end of this dungeon. So this one's a little complicated, but I'll do my best to keep it simple for you. So what we want to do is we want to go down, we want to go right, we want to go up, and we're at the exit. Yeah, so that one's just there to fake you out. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is meant to parody similar puzzles that appear in Pokemon games. This area is the caves are very similar to the Ice Cave from Generation 2. I know that Pokemon specifically is not, like, that's not the only place that this kind of puzzle has appeared, but, like, just the way it's laid out and, you know, being a top-down 2D RPG with sprites, just very similar. I will admit, the first time I got to this part in this game, I did panic a little bit, and I was like, oh man, am I gonna have to solve this junk? But, thankfully, it's just a joke. Anyways, we wanna eat some shaved ice, top ourselves off before we head into another encounter. Yeah, it's a bit of a desolate place. Place where you want to get away from it all, but I'm not exactly sure if that could be considered a healthy thing. But what awaits us at the top? I saw a snowman during the pan down and looked a little familiar. It's like everybody except Mari is kind of freezing to death right now. And you know, Omori is just taking it with his usual degree of stoicism. Yeah, the altitude change will do that to you. Making the best of the situation. Ugh, I hate swimmer's ear. Oh no, Heroes performing association right now. I'm sure we could all agree to that. But, enough of that. We've got other things to get to. So, at the very top of this mountain, someone is awaiting us. Well, that may be, but this is the post-game side quest section of the game, so we really want to do this, because otherwise this would be pointless. We'd have condemned Omori to a miserable existence for no reason. And it is Space ex-husband, frozen to the core. Man, how many name changes has he gone through? I do not think he is okay, Aubrey. I'm not sure if that's really a good thing. He shut himself off from the world, so he'll never feel anything again, pleasure or pain. Feel like this might be a slight allegory for something, but I can't exactly say what. Oh, well, I'm sure it's not important. Well, yeah, maybe we just have to beat some sense into him. That worked last time. See, Kel gets it. Well, if there was another way, we're not just gonna find it by sitting around here talking about it. Alright, Mr. Downer, I think you need a lesson to be taught to you. Yeah. No time for soft touch. It's time to break the ice. Literally. And Omori's just gonna stab him, because that's what he does. Alright. Mr. Bad Attitude, I think you need some attacks, so we're just gonna hit him and break right through that ice. Except that did nothing. That also did nothing. Oof, ouch. That's a heavy hit. Aubrey didn't accomplish anything there. Neither did Hero. Maybe we need to use some defense-piercing attacks. I'll have Omori top himself off. Use a fish taco there. Hit him with a power hit. That'll show him. We'll have Kel run off his superior attacking stat there. And that damage was pretty heavy. We'll want to lower that a little bit. Alright, this should do some good damage. Okay, that also did nothing. No, that's supposed to pierce defense. Why isn't none of our attacks doing anything? What's he talking about? A memory, you say? Sounds... Well, I'm not exactly sure what that correlates to, but it sounds a little angry. You know what? I have an idea. I know these attacks won't do anything, but perhaps... Let's try and stir up his anger a little bit. And let's see, anything else I can have Hero do? Yeah, I'll just have him smile again. Probably could have given a better skill set before this fight. Haha! And we've triggered his emotions. He's now angry. He can feel again. He can be hurt. And he hits pretty hard. Looks like he has some lingering resentment for how Sweetheart treated him. Alright, we're gonna have Kel flex, and we'll have Hero use the life jam since he goes last. Probably need to do some restoring after this. Looks like that made everyone angry, but we can live with that. In fact, we might be able to work that to our advantage. Let's see. I'm gonna actually have Aubrey use a healing item. Use one of these cheese wheels up. Let's hit him with a good old run and gun. And I don't want Omori to be going into or surviving a fatal attack just yet, so we're actually just gonna top him off. All right, check that out. Pretty solid. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Alright, and we're back in good standing now. We're gonna need to restore Omori's juice a little bit. Now, after 3 turns, he'll go back to being frozen solid, and that is the puzzle for this fight. We have to wait for him to call out a memory and trigger the proper emotional response to it. Now, in the earliest versions of this game, this fight was actually a little buggy, and there were a handful of things that would bypass his perfect defense. In particular, and very funnily enough, the rubber band items could get around it, so you could chip him to death at 50 to 150 damage a character. The other one that got around it was the release energy, and after like 5 or 6 release energies, you'd defeat him. Obviously, that was not the intended way to do it, and it was kind of silly, so they corrected that, and now most everything just does no damage to him. Have Omori use a pineapple juice on himself. And use a melon smoothie to get everyone the juice back. And we're just mostly going to be waiting, so get that attack down again. Maybe I should have used a snack time, just to give everybody a little bit extra HP. Oh well. Alright, what's he remembering this time? Kissing on her stage? That sounds like a happier memory for him. So, we'll use a sparkler on him. And we should be able to kill him, even with the emotional disadvantage on this next attack. Red Hand should take him out. Just use that sparkler. And I'll throw out Captivate in case he uses a single target attack that hits really hard. Alright. Well, there goes Hero, which means he's going to lose out on the EXP for this fight, but that's not a big deal. And get a nice 20,000 EXP reward, and 7,500 clams, and a bunch of level ups to go around. Sadly, Hero missed out on that, but it's not the end of the world. I'm a little under-leveled for this. They probably expect you to be around level 45 or so for this fight. But we've made Space Ex-Husband able to feel again, and now he has to work through his grief. Yeah. Believe me, I think most people would be happy with less sweetheart in their life. Come on, you still got your friends. You're a space pirate. Sounds like Captain Spaceboy just has so much angst to work through. Oh, what do you got for us? You got a wedding ring. Let's take a look at that once this cutscene is over. Well, and you also have a spaceship, so it's a rather easy trip for you. We have to walk all the way back to Pluto so he can take us there. Alright, but that was Snow Globe Mountain. Now all that's left to do is to return to Pluto and have him bring us back to the other world. So I'll just cut ahead to when I'm back in Otherworld so we can complete the quest with Captain Pinkbeard. Alright, just restore ourselves, and I will meet you guys there. See you in a bit. Alright, here we are back at Captain Spaceboy's house, and it looks like father and son have been reunited. Boy, Captain Spaceboy is very short compared to his dad. Perhaps he is literally a space boy. Then again, why did he get married? You know what, I'm not gonna think too hard about it, it's just a game. I don't know if you can really rely on Captain Spaceboy after everything, but I'm sure he'll try his best for like a day. We do not get any reward for that quest, but we do get the wedding ring from defeating him, and I actually forgot to check that out because I'm dumb. So let's take a look at that. Just another reduce all stats item. Wearer starts happy. Kind of an interesting effect. Not much of an upgrade for Omori, but I think Aubrey could make good use of that. Let's see. How does that compare to the red ribbon? If I can find it. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I keep overlooking it. Honestly, I think I'll pass on it. I don't think it's worth it. Now, there is one last thing for us to do in Otherworld. Then we can move on to Firefly Forest and Sweetheart's Castle. So, we will head back towards the direction of the Sprout Mole colony. Oh yeah, I didn't do the Scarecrow side quest because it's boring and doesn't really give you a great reward. But that is a good illustration of the point that you can just put a hold on every single side quest in Headspace. There's no pressure to complete them or anything. And looks like the barn, the door is open ajar. And, You guys seeing something around here? Well, as a matter of fact, there are plenty of some things. Now, each of these various iterations of something actually do have distinct names, although I do not remember them offhand. The only theme I remember between them is that they all end with the letter Y. And there's stuff like Dorothy and, well, Dorothy is the only one that I can remember. There isn't much reason to fight these things because they do not give you experience and they do not get registered in the faux facts journal. When you check the picture and then leave the barn, you cannot go back into it. So, just a little bit of shock for you there if you decide to come back this way. There are some more interesting reappearances of, shall we say, black space. Some literally take you there, some are just extensions that have you getting into encounters with something. I'm just gonna run. Alright, so, next order of business. You know what, we'll just climb down the ladder. Doing good on time in this video. No reason to rush. No reason to fight these oranges. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that there are various places around Headspace now where you can fight the iterations of something. Some that are specific to this 4th day in Headspace that you wouldn't see otherwise. Let's see, the locations are... some of them are roaming around the docks in the vast forest between the main vast forest area and the train station. There is one that is roaming in the tree that had the tire swing. There is a bunch in a specific area that we'll be seeing probably next video or the video after. Well, actually, most likely next video. And there is one bonus area that is absolutely crawling with the things, and it's actually kind of annoying to get through, because like I said, there is no reward for fighting them. Now, the reason that I decided to climb back instead of taking Pluto's space line is because where I wanted to go is actually at the entrance of the Pyrefly Forest, so we'll head this way instead. You may remember in the last video we collected a joke that we otherwise would not get if we weren't on the alternate playthrough, and in this playthrough I have not actually read any jokes to Weeping Willow, so we can see what her reaction is to the unique joke for this route. Something tells me this is not going to be worth it in the slightest, and I'm just going to have to read her the construction joke, but that is something that allows me to springboard into another point. You actually don't have to collect all the jokes and tell them to her. The only joke she'll laugh at is the construction joke, and you can just tell that to her straight out and complete the quest. Yeah, we'll tell you a joke. Alright, we got a real knee slapper for you. Alright, oh, almost did the construction joke. Alright, here's the penguin joke. How does a penguin build a house? He glues it together! And, as I suspected, that was a complete waste of time. Well, that's kind of lame for a joke that is exclusive to this route, but oh well. And no, I'm not going to tell her the construction joke just to get the LOL sword, because the LOL sword is worthless. It's going to be especially worthless after we complete a certain quest and can get access to some really potent equipment, which I'm looking forward to that, because some of that stuff is really good. And it's borderline mandatory for the final bonus boss fight. Anyways, we're just taking a quick run through the forest again to get to Sweetheart's Castle. One thing you'll notice is that the areas are not terribly large if you just cut right through them, run past everything, and, you know, don't have to stop at the side areas to complete any side quests, get any treasure. Incidentally, with all the side quests that I've bypassed, Sprout Mole Village is the only one that looks relatively completed and doesn't have a bunch of undone stuff around. Hey, look, Shady Mole's over there. He's recovered from his death. I think that's an oversight, because we killed him. But, oh well. I mean, we definitely killed him. I showed him off in the faux facts journal. Maybe I should put that in the bug reports thread on Steam. Anyway, before we head down that ladder, there's a bit of a change up here. There's a slight gap in the boards leading to the Lost Library. That was not there if we came here before this day. And yes, we can regain access to the Lost Library with our party, and there is a quest for us to complete in there, but we need to do something kind of, well, the way to do the quest is somewhat unintuitive when you have to do something in a mostly unrelated area, but, well, we'll get there in the next video. Now, you may remember in the, not the previous video, but the video before that, in the middle of it, we visited this guy, Rococo, Le Gasp. Alright, what's his latest masterpiece? Well, it's his first masterpiece, and as you can see, I think he could iron out his skills a little bit. Well, I guess we got what we paid for with the 1,000 clams price tag. Not quite, but, well, I am kind of curious to see what other junk he can draw for us. Sure, I mean, look at all the clams we got. We can absolutely support him. 5,000 clams it is, but it better be, well, better than the thing you just drew. Alright. Now, truth be told, yeah, whatever, Rococo. Truth be told, there actually is not too much to do in the Firefly Forest and Sweetheart's Castle area, especially if you've already gotten all the keyboard keys in here. There's just 2 major things you can do, and actually, before we do the one major thing, we're going to want to make a save. Well, I can do that in the area I'm heading to next. First area we're going to head to is, I mentioned that there is a mirror that appears in Sweetheart's Castle after you complete it. So we're going to head that way first. And we're not going to bother with fighting. These enemies are so, just not worth the experience anymore. We're just going to run past them. Now, the mirror is in the Mari's picnic area, which, if you remember, is in the kitchen area. So, we'll just take a look at that mirror, and if you've been looking at all the mirrors at this point, looking at this one, because you almost certainly missed it, this one will trigger the achievement. Honestly, I find that's kind of annoying. I don't get why you can't just be here the first time you come through, because there's very little reason to come back this way, specifically. Actually, wait, I already forgot what I was going to do. Sorry people, this is what happens when you're not sure how long it's going to take you to get to a specific area. Now, we're going to make a save here, because you may remember, way back on the second day, we went into a secret area with a creepy guy who claimed himself the master of the castle, and he said that if we came back when he was sure Sweetheart was well and gone, he would transfer ownership of the castle to Omori, and at that point, the castle would shape to Omori's will. You may also be noticing that the enemies, now that we're not wearing the Sprout Mole masks, they do aggro on us, and it's pretty annoying to get around, because they actually choke up the hallways pretty badly. So, we just want to go this way to see the guy again. Now, because we haven't finished paying Rococo, and especially because we haven't visited the Lost Library, do not, I repeat, do not save after doing this. This guy will warn you about this, but taking ownership of Sweetheart's Castle will completely destroy it and render everything in it inaccessible. That includes Rococo, that includes the Lost Library, and that includes a certain special ultimate weapon that we can get here later. So yeah, do not save after doing this. Make a save before it, and load your file after seeing it. Wonder why that is, though. If you came here yesterday, his dialogue would still be the same. He would be like, she will leave eventually, and I know she won't return. But what's changed between yesterday and today? Yes, let's take it. We are not going to be keeping this, but we're going to take him up on his offer and take access to the castle. And I guess Rococo's just going to die in the process, but who cares? So, what shape does the castle take now that Omori is the owner? Well now, that's an interesting entrance. Looks like a sliding glass door to a house. What is this room? There's a very conspicuous blank spot in the wall with all these pictures. We can't quite make out that portrait on the back. Looks familiar, though. Well, let's just take a seat. And just relax. And Omori will just sit here, taking in his castle. It's a interesting form for it to take. It's somewhat serene. It's almost like a moment in time, just captured and placed here for Omori to appreciate forever. Smell of clean laundry fills the air. It's a powerful sense of nostalgia that he's filled with right now. He could just sit in this chair, sit and appreciate the warmth of the sun, just sitting and enjoying the day. No need to go anywhere, nothing to do. The air feels nice. But that is not what we are here to do. We have important things to do in Sweetheart's Castle, and it does not involve being the owner of it, so we're just gonna load our save and undo that. And there is, in fact, an achievement tied to doing that, so you do gotta do it at least once if you want to 100% the game. But we're gonna undo that for now, and I will call it a video here. When we come back, we will do something in an unrelated area. I really wanted to tackle this one world at a time, but we actually have to do something in Deeper Well specifically in order to progress the Lost Library side quest. So we'll take care of that real quick, then snap back to here, and after that we'll continue on with the Lost Library, so look forward to it. Oh, and Rococo's commissions, but yeah, who cares. Alright, see you guys next time. Goodbye.